Bodine has lost the draft. He's back in 5th position. Then comes Chad Little, Rick Mast, and Jeff Green. There the speeds. Fastest was, looks like that Marlin was the fastest there in the draft.
But he was only 0.2 of a mile per hour faster than Jimmy Spencer.
For all practical purposes, they ran the same speed that lap.
And once again, look at Earnhardt. He's dropping back in the corner, trying to get a good run, trying to time it so that he's got the momentum going for him when he gets to turn 3. Watch as he closes. That's why he's trying it now, Kyle, just like you talked about. He's got to get that timing down for that last lap.
He's just testing himself. He's seeing how far he needs to be away from him going in turn 1 to be able to suck up in turn 3. And he's just biding his time. He has the luxury of doing that right now. Jimmy Spencer doesn't. Sterling Marlin doesn't. They don't have that luxury to be able to drop back, because if they drop back at all, somebody's going to drive around.
Dick Trickle has dropped out of the race with damage to the front end of the car. Rick Mast has fallen back to 7th position. Meanwhile, we continue to watch on board with Sterling Marlin as he is second behind Jimmy Spencer, and there are less than 7 laps to go.
Down the backstretch, something that you never used to see at Daytona, grandstands on the backstretch. A lot of seats back now on the backstretch. They don't call it the backstretch anymore. It's got a different name. I forget what it is.
You also see the poles there on the right as the cars fly by. Those are the lights that will be utilized for the Pepsi 400.
Let's go once again into the Tabasco hot zone and see what Sterling Marlin is doing. Look at this, 192, 93 down the front stretch into the wind. We saw 194 for just a moment.
Looking back on lake speed.
Watch this down the backstretch, see if he can build up any speed. You see the top 10.
Once again, Earnhardt takes a look to the inside, but can't make a move on lake speed.
He's getting that timing a little bit better, Kyle.
He's a little bit closer that time. He's running out of laps, and he's got nobody to help him right now either. He's got nobody to help him, to push him off.
And now this 4-car draft begins to approach one of the slower cars at Billy Standish. Back down to Jerry Punch.
Well, there's an air of confidence in the Earnhardt pit. When he was trying to chase down Jimmy Spencer after that pit stop where they saw the car, he clocked laps faster than Spencer was at the front of the pack. Earnhardt had turned the fastest laps of the day and is trying to do it again, but just can't quite get enough air as he looks to the inside of Lake Speed.
And now Lake Speed moves to the inside of Sterling Marlin. The battle is for second position at the turn 3, and Earnhardt looks to the outside.
Wow, he's trying his best to make it 3 abreast. He's trying to figure out, which way do I go? Now, Jimmy Spencer said, guys, just please stay side by side for about 2 or 3 laps. Give me some. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't look like.
You saw Lake go up a little high going in 1 to go around the lap car, and it was just enough to get a good run on the 40 car on Sterling. And, you know, if the 3 car had gone with him sooner, they would have been by him by now, and they wouldn't have lost as much ground.
21 laps complete, 4 to go in the Bud Shootout qualifier. And Sterling Marlin now finds himself at the back of this 4-car draft.
You know, Lake Speed is no slouch.
That's for sure.
Lake is fast coming out of turn 2 right there. He's finding a little bit of groove, gets a little bit higher, and he gets a little bit better run.
He qualified 10th yesterday in first-round qualifying for the Daytona 500, coming up a week from today. Jimmy Spencer started back in the last row, 13th place. He got the lead at the end of the pit stop, and he has held on to it ever since, and now there are 3 laps to go. Jerry Punch on pit road.
Engine builder Peter Giles hires Mike Egge, who was with Penske South Racing last year, to come build some of his engines for Daytona. Mike Egge built 2 motors for Daytona. His engines are in the 23 car and the 9.
Looks like Mike Egge's doing pretty good. Although these 2 cars, the tires are wearing a little bit, but these 2 cars hooked up together are a little bit slower than Jimmy Spencer was with Sterling Marlin behind him. They're running about 186 miles per hour. With Sterling Marlin behind Jimmy Spencer, they're running about 188.
I'm going to tell you one thing that happens sometimes. These guys will start easing up a little bit, and they lull you to think that, okay, that's what we're going to run, 186. 2 laps to go, they'll flat flip and jump it back up to about 188 or 189.
See, that time Earnhardt a little bit quicker than the other two cars, but not that much faster that he can just drive by.
Now Sterling Marlin is beginning to lose the draft as it becomes a three-car battle up front. Spencer, Speed, and Earnhardt. This time by, they'll get the white flag. 1 lap to go.
Well, in 1959, when they opened this racetrack, that leader would be a sitting duck, but I'm not sure here in 1998 that that's the case.
Yeah, I haven't seen the leader be a sitting duck in a while at a super speedway race, you know. But when you got Earnhardt in third, Spencer leading the thing, and an unknown in Lake, who's had tremendous success on big racetracks with a new sponsor and everything here. You got a lot of variables that are going in this last lap.
Final lap into turn number 1. Earnhardt up high on the track, about a lane higher than everybody else. They come out of the second quarter and down the backstretch for the final time.
He and Lake Speedboat laid back trying to get that run. Is it going to work?
I don't know. I'm going to have to say that I would have thought they would have made their move coming out of 2 as strong as Lake again. But when Dale went a little bit high, then Lake kind of stayed down low a little bit.
All right, nobody making a move so far. Is it going to be Spencer advancing to the Bud Shootout? Let's see what happens as they come off the final corner. They race to the checkered flag. Everybody stays in line. Jimmy Spencer wins the Bud Shootout qualifier, followed by Lake Speed, Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin.
No bull takes the Bud. That's the way it works.
How about that? Jimmy Spencer from the last row comes on to win the Bud Shootout qualifier. Bill?
With Cecil Gordon, the shop foreman for Jimmy Spencer.
Back to the rear of the field.
And I believe, Ned, they're all Fords at the back there.
Okay.
The two Taurus body styles, except for Rusty Wallace, have been worked toward the back of the pack. Going to be 5 laps to go next time by. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
As well as Jeff Gordon is running here today, you might be surprised to find that's not his favorite car. This is only the 3rd time the car has raced. Both times it raced before this, it crashed. Ray Evernham said if it crashes again today, he will personally cut it up. I think he can save his oxygen and his settling, Mike.
I think you're right. Pontiac Chevys and 1 Ford in that front pack. That's the blue car, Rusty Wallace in 3rd.
Yeah, and you can look at the back of that little draft right there. The green car, Bobby Labonte. We know he has a good race car. And I guarantee you he's going to be something to deal with if he gets up there close to the lead.
And riding with Bobby Labonte, who has never finished in the top 10 in a shootout. In 3 tries, this is his 4th appearance. He's right up against Ken Schrader there. Oh, Ford Burton, did you see the back end of that car about come around?
You can see what it cost him, too. It jumped sideways, and here comes Bobby Labonte on the inside, just behind Ward Burton there, trying to make a move on the inside.
Burton is the 22. That car got loose going into turn number 3. What a job of saving it he did. But the vultures saw it, smelled it, moved to the bottom, and went on by.
Well, he's got a little help there. You see John Andretti right on his back bumper going through the corner there. That helped him considerably get back up to speed.
Let's check with Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, we talked to Ryan Pemberton, crew chief Ernie Irvin, on the strategy for the last couple of laps. I said, Ryan, what's your strategy? He says,
oh, in the wall. Ward Burton bounces off the wall. He may have had contact with another car. He's okay. We will probably stay under green as Burton will bring his car down to pit road and out of this event.
That is tough to look at. I tell you, he was up there with a chance to win and got in, maybe got tagged a little bit and got into the outside wall.
Burton in the grass, and caution comes out. First yellow flag of the day. Will lead them around, and they do race back to the caution flag. Ned, I'm not sure that the leaders got it that time around. They did not. So they will come around to the caution to get the lineup for the restart. Ward Burton out of his car. He's okay. And Jeff Gordon into turn 3, 2 car lengths ahead of the field to Ward Burton, number 22.
Well, see, he's the black car out there, the 22. He might have had a little bit of contact with Bobby Labonte. I'm not sure.
Boy, that's hard to say, Ned. You could see they made down the back straightaway. One moved over, but it looks like maybe he might have a tire go down or something.
Good fan.
We're under caution. These caution laps do not count. Down the short chute to pit road. 2 laps, 100 grand to the winner. Jeff Gordon brings them up to speed. Green flag, and he's got a good restart. Irvin is right with him.
Irvin's going to try to stay out there. That'll help everybody else.
Todd Bodine switches lanes, goes up high, deep in the field. Side by side, Chevy and Pontiac for the lead.
You can see him almost buck drafting there. Bobby Labonte's falling back. Here comes Spencer.
Tire rub perhaps on Labonte. Andretti clipped him, and he gets slammed into by Joe Nemechek.
And the caution is coming out.
But they do race back to the flag.
I believe in this case they'll probably redo what we just did. I don't know. We'll have to check it out and see. But you're right. The rules were that they race back to the flag, so they are racing back to the flag.
Ernie Irvin up high by himself. Everyone else to the bottom of the racetrack. Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, and Kenny Schrader. Forges ahead into third, and Jimmy Spencer to fourth as they come across to take the second caution flag of the day. And hapless Joe Nemechek was at full speed and had no place in Bobby Labonte's car. Let's see what happened.
Okay, this is the 18 car, Bobby Labonte. And here's Jimmy Spencer coming on the inside. And 25 of John Andretti right there behind him.
You see smoke out of the back of the car, though,
yes.
Way back up on the racetrack there. He had problems way back up there. Look at Nemechek, nowhere to go.
He was coming off of there at full steam, as Mike said, and right there Labonte was.
This is looking back from Bobby Labonte's car. On the man who won nearly everything last year. Rusty's out in front of him. Gordon got off the gas. Green flag.
Gordon is still very, very slow.
And Jimmy Spencer drops to the inside. Here comes Spencer. He and Rusty Wallace may trade a little paint down in turn 1.
Rusty Wallace has some help on the outside there.
That's Kenny Wallace, little brother, trying to shove Rusty to victory lane.
Look at Bill Elliott in the 94 there in third. 3/4 on the outside of Jimmy Spencer there. Also a fourth.
Coming up the inside is Schrader in that black and green 33. Coming up to help Jeff Gordon. The leader went to dead last on the restart. Here they go into the turn 3, banking for the final time.
And
Rusty Wallace right on the bottom there, Ned.
The brothers work together, and it's going to get a win.
Off turn 4. 1,500 feet away from $100,000. Rusty Wallace comes to the flag and wins the Bud Shootout. Kenny Wallace, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Kenny Schrader, the top 5, and Jeff Gordon.
Coasting around. He evidently stripped a gear or something on that restart.
And the Fords, which at one point in this race, but for Rusty Wallace, were mired deep in the field, finish in the first 4 positions. To the garage goes Jeff Gordon. Dick Berggren.